Antonio starts right now.
An overnight house fire had several fire departments responding. How long fire crews were out there and what we're learning this morning about a home that was on fire in Terrell Hills.
It's haunting, it's taunting, it's harassing.
Residents in Hutto, Texas are outraged over a racial comment made to their mayor during a city council meeting. We'll take a look at that situation coming up.
74 degrees at 8 a.m. on this beautiful Sunday morning. Oh, that rain that we got last night, that some of us got last night, was amazing. Could there be more scattered showers in our forecast? And when are we finally going to see those lower temps? Mike is in for Sarah, and he'll let us know in just a bit.
Good morning, guys. It's 8 o'clock on Sunday, September 10th. The NFL season is underway. I'm pumped.
I know. I love it when NFL season comes around. My neighbor, we're a big Cowboys house, but my neighbors, I know like when the Cowboys are going to play because they put the cowboy flag out. And I was like, all right, let's go. Go Cowboys. Hey, but Mike, this weather, I walked out this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, it feels like briefly fall is here with this lower humidity. But maybe not later today.
Compared to what we've had been, This does feel like fall, even though we're still well above normal. By the way, the NFL season did start Thursday night. Who played in that game?
Your Lions by chance?
Huh?
Are you roaring loud enough over there for your Lions?
Anyway, take a look outside right now, and you can see that we do have a temperature of 75 degrees. That bottom number, dew point, was actually down about 62, 63 earlier this morning. It has come up somewhat, so there is a bit more humidity. But yeah, earlier this morning it felt great out there. That dry air got pulled in thanks to some of those storms that moved through late last night. Temperatures all around the area: 68 Comfort, 75 there, Port SA, 77 Stinson, Divine, and then the humidity. Now it's starting to really come back in here around New Braunfels, Canyon Lake. So it's going to be peaking a little bit throughout the morning hours and then dropping back down later on this afternoon. We do have a low amount of mold, still waiting for the updated count to come in this morning. And mostly clear and pleasant this morning. But then, like I said, a little bit of a rise in the humidity. That'll drop down. It's going to be hot. We are going to be hitting 100 again today. A couple of scattered thunderstorms in parts of the hill country. Unlike last night where they came right down through here in town, it'll be off to the west and just a few of them out there. Then down a couple of degrees. Now it's going to be a close call tomorrow as far as triple digits. Then hanging right around mid 90s throughout the middle portion of the week, a storm or two. By the end of the week, we do have those better rain chances as well as mid to lower 90s for high temperatures. All those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Sarah, JP.
Thank you, Mike. Several fire departments responding to a house that was on fire in Terrell Hills. So working several hours to put out those flames. So crews from Terrell Hills, Alamo Heights, Fort Sam, Olmos Park responded to initial call about a transformer being struck by lightning. But take a look at that video on your screen right now. This happened around 10 p.m. last night on Wiltshire Avenue. Crews not only found that transformer had blown, but also a home that was behind that transformer station had caught on fire where its AC system had been overheated. And the fire started behind the home near that transformer and spread throughout the whole house. That fire destroying the entire home. Right now, we know the crews are still monitoring it for hotspots. Luckily, there were no injuries.
And a busy day for firefighters across the area. The San Antonio Fire Department is recovering this morning after fighting two fires on the same street on the west side just minutes apart. Those house fires happened last night on San Eduardo Avenue, one in the 400 block and the other on the 900 block. It took 40 minutes for the crews to get the fire under control, and neighbors say it's a sight they'll never forget.
Very freak nature that we make two structure fires on the same street just blocks apart.
There's just too many houses catching on fire right now with the hot weather.
Crews put out both fires by sunset. The cause is still being investigated, and it's unclear at this time if the two fires are linked. The battalion chief called it a long day, but one that saved lives.
Now to Hutto, Texas. Citizens are outraged over what they're calling a racial innuendo that went unchecked by the mayor at a recent city council meeting. So while addressing council members, Nicole Calderon, a Hutto resident who has ran for public office multiple times, gifted an African-American mayor, Mike Snyder, a monkey basket. It also had bananas in it. So let's listen to the comment that left the huddle community feeling shocked.
This is for you, Mayor. It's a symbol. And I'm one of the many monkeys who keep trying to climb the ladder for bananas, regardless of how many times other monkeys try to pull me down and beat me up.
Calderon says she was aware of the racial implications that the prop may have had, but she says intentionally she wrote her remarks in a, quote, saying inclusive manner and was only using it as an example the mayor gave previously about striving for a better Hutto. Mayor Snyder has no comment on this situation.
A report from the Texas Education Agency says that 13% of Texas teachers left their jobs last year, which is the highest number on record. This means nearly 50,000 left out of the almost 500,000 teachers across the state. And a survey from TEA shows that roughly 70% of teachers were seriously considering quitting their teaching jobs in 2022. Educators say they feel burned out from pandemic-related stress, political pressure from state lawmakers, less support from parents, and financial burdens.
Well, State Representative Carl Sherman is announcing he is running for U.S. Senate, becoming the latest Democrat to challenge Senator Ted Cruz. So Sherman is a pastor, jumped in the race, calling for higher salaries for police officers and more hospitals in rural areas of the state. He joins a primary that already includes two prominent Democrats, Colin Allred and Dallas, and Senator Roland Gutierrez of San Antonio. And in a statement released by Sherman's team, he says, quote, Texas needs a United States senator who will stand up for all of us, our children, our families, small business owners, and the working people of Texas. We need more good paying jobs right here in Texas, not just jobs, but good paying jobs, end quote.
The FAA has not yet cleared another test launch for the SpaceX mega rocket since the explosion in Boca Chica, Texas earlier this spring. Elon Musk posted on social media, Starship is ready for launch and is awaiting FAA license approval. The FAA announced this weekend that it's closed its investigation on what happened in Boca Chica, saying the recent test flights have found the root causes of the blast. The FAA is asking SpaceX to take 63 specific corrective actions to prevent the explosion from happening again.
Okay, our awesome weather authorities here at KSAT say this could possibly be the last weekend of triple-digit degree days. So what means the holiday season right around the corner? Can you believe it? Mike's laughing over there. In San Antonio, that means tamale time. So if your appetite for tamales can't wait, food organizations around San Antonio teamed up with local grocery stores to see what the best store-bought, again, I'm saying this, store-bought tamales are in the city. And we did not make this list. This was put on by a bunch of local organizations in a grocery store. So here are your top three. In first place, Sprouts Market Corner Beef Tamales with the red sauce are apparently the most delicious and affordable option. In second place, straight out of Arizona, we have the Tucson Tamale Green Chile Pork and Cheese. These can be found at Walmart, of all places. And then third place, Madrina Tamales with Pork. You can find these at Central Market. I have had those. Those are pretty good. So we wanted to include an honorable mention. HEB's Deli Pork Tamales came in fourth. What do you think? Have you had any of these?
I have not.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of restaurants, not a lot of abuelitas and tias,
right,
that would have a lot more to say about this. And I know you emphasize store-bought.
Store-bought.
We need to get the people who did that survey here in San Antonio.
At the store. I mean, I think that's a last
Walmart?
minute. Are you going to buy Walmart tamales?
If I'm going to go out and buy something, I might go to Delias.
Right.
Delias is good.
If you buy something.
If I buy something. But if I get some homemade stuff,
but you don't want to cheat on your, like, my in-laws.
Oh,
my mother-in-law. Yeah. No, we have tamales. She's the one making them.
You got to eat other people's tamales in secrecy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, guys. It is 8:09 and it's 75 degrees.
You can't stop the clock. Your body is going to age.
Coming up, we'll hear from doctors on the best way to stay healthy as we age. Maybe not so many tamales.
No. And speaking of staying healthy, we have the latest news from the CDC on how to deal with COVID-19 as we get ready for flu season. Well, the FDA is expected to approve the latest COVID-19 vaccine possibly this week. This comes as confirmed cases of the virus are inching upward, and some health officials expect that trend to continue into the fall and winter. CDC officials are advising people to stay up to date with your COVID-19 vaccines. to improve indoor ventilation and to get tested when appropriate and to stay home when you're sick.
We have a 19% increase over the last couple of weeks in hospitalization. I would imagine we're going to see an increase as we get into the fall.
Health officials are recommending the elderly and people with compromised health to consider wearing a mask while in public, but nothing is mandated. And nearly 56 million Americans are 65 and older, according to the National Council on Aging.
Staying healthy is critical to an independent life and a good quality of life, but many seniors struggle with everyday challenges.
So in today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 5 tips to promote health as we get older in honor of Healthy Aging Month.
A long life is a blessing and sometimes a curse.
You can't stop the clock. Your body is going to age.
Dr. Kenneth Concilia with Cleveland Clinic says as the years go by, the changing body allows for more health problems, but there are healthy ways to age. His first tip, get daily exercise. Commit to being active every day, but choose to do something you enjoy.
Commitments to exercise or promises to yourself only become a habit if it's something that you're going to be able to do, that you're going to love doing.
Eating a healthy diet with lots of fruits and veggies and limiting alcohol, processed foods, and red meats is key. Concilia says it's also critical to continue learning.
Reading books, learning new things, learning an instrument, singing, learning a new language, learning a new hobby. These things are all great exercises for your brain.
This can also help with staying social, another boost for your brain. Finally, Concilia says to focus on getting those Z's.
Making sure that we're not watching the TV as we're falling asleep, or that we're trying to get at least 6 to 7 hours of good quality sleep at night, undisturbed. That's very important for your brain health and for your overall physiology.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Doctors are also saying it's important for seniors to keep good relationships with their primary care physician, to do routine checkups and screenings to catch any health issues early.
And a look at live cam. Sun is out. Beautiful day here in San Antonio. Only a couple hours away from Sunday NFL kickoff. But for people trying to cook out, what can they expect, Mike?
It's going to be another hot day today. Now, we did start off with lower humidity earlier this morning. It started to come back up a little bit. It'll drop down somewhat this afternoon. But yes, it is going to be another hot one, unfortunately. If you are cooking out later on this afternoon out in the hill country, you may get a couple of showers, thunderstorms to pop up out there like we had here in town and up around Blanco County, Gillespie County last night. We were watching that cluster of storms, and boy, it held together very nicely. A lot of times those like to die down once the sun goes down, but you know, they came through here in town right around 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish. Out at the airport officially just shy of 0.4 of an inch of rain, but in and around Bexar County, anywhere from 2/3, 3/4, close to an inch of rain, and upwards of 2 inches of rain further on up to the north. And then we had the drier air in behind that to start off this morning. Lots of clear skies out there. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning. Here, let's quick check of the tropics. First of all, as you saw when this looped on through, there's that cluster of clouds that brought us the storms late last night. This is Hurricane Lee, which is now back down to a Category 2 storm. It did weaken a little bit. It had gained Category 5 strength at one point. It's continuing to work its way to the west-northwest, probably re-strengthened somewhat. Then it's going to get kind of caught up in the upper level steering winds, and that's going to take it, and it's going to do almost a kind of a dog leg up to the right, heading on up to the north. Still going to have to watch it there along the Atlantic seaboard, especially up, say, Carolinas, Virginia, north of there, just with some higher surf. But this is still forecast to work its way off and stay out at sea. But obviously, it's going to be some pretty high surf up there, and all the computer models, spaghetti models, have it heading up in there maybe toward Newfoundland and further up into far eastern Canada. All right, temperatures will continue to warm up, continuing up through the 80s the rest of the morning. We're going to make it up to 94 today at noon, and then we are going to top off at 100. So today is going to be day number 74 of the triple-digit days. Whether we hit 75 tomorrow, it's going to be a really, really close call. Here's the chance for some of those showers and thunderstorms then late this afternoon in the hill country. not really anywhere else. And that's what when you look at computer models, what they are showing. We had this northwesterly flow in the atmosphere, so that's a good thing as far as getting these little disturbances to move on through. The one that moved through last night dropped down straight into San Antonio. This little batch of energy stays out there to the west of us. There'll just be a few of them out there. Not a real big deal. Tomorrow, we are going to be on the, some clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. But then some models are picking up tomorrow night. Another cluster of those storms working their way down from northwest to southeast. Whether they hold together in the overnight hours, a lot of times these do. They get kind of a little mind of their own, and they do last overnight. So that'll be a wait and see type situation. But at least we are seeing more of these little pockets, these little disturbances coming in here. Since the high has slid off to the west a little bit more, we get around that clockwise rotation here. Also, the trough up there in the Great Lakes is going to try and really take hold up there. That's going to try and push that front down in our direction. It takes a while to get through here. Remember, last week it looked like it was going to be Tuesday, Wednesday. Now it's going to be later on in the week. We get somewhat of a zonal pattern developing here, so that really doesn't push it down in our direction, but it is going to be hanging in the area. So 1 or 2 showers of storms out there, and then as it scooches in here a little bit closer by the end of the week, that's when we're going to have the better chance of rain and also lower temperatures. So 98 tomorrow, well, I should say 100 again today. Real close tomorrow, 98. Mid-90s midweek. Shower storm here or there, and then the better rain chance and some lower temperatures by the end of the week.
Yay!
Yay.
We need all the rain we can get.
Oh, and then some. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it'll be tough to recover from the lack of rain. You know, been in drought somewhere in our area for the past 2 years.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it'll take a bunch.
But we'll take what we can get.
Keep
for
your
now.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. It's 8:20 and 76 degrees.
Coming from all over the place. They're coming from the suburbs back into the city.
As more companies are getting workers back to the office, some are taking this opportunity to relocate. We'll look at some stats. That's up next. Take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 514, Fireball 7, Daily 4, 8273, Fireball 9.
And we got some other ones. I can't read that one.
Cash 5.
There it is. 13, 16, 26, 29, 30. And the Texas Lotto 3, 12, 23, 25, 39, 48.
All right, let's look at these Powerball numbers. I think it was over 400 million. 11, 19, 29, 63, 68. Powerball 25. Power Play 2. Good luck.
I won a couple of bucks there.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Would you relocate to find a cheaper home or apartment? According to a new study, more remote and hybrid workers are willing to pick up and move to a new area or increase their commute distance.
So in today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has a closer look at the growing trend.
More U.S. workers are willing to relocate and say affordability is the most important factor when searching for a new home. According to a Fannie Mae study, 22% of remote and hybrid office workers surveyed in the first quarter of this year say they're willing to pack up, even if it means moving to a new metro or regional area or increasing their commute to the office.
Why wouldn't you move here? The cost of living is low. We've got great lakes and waters. You know, we have beautiful seasons. The falls are incredible. Good sports teams.
Fannie Mae's researchers say it's a trend that's been on the rise since 2021 among all age and income groups. But they say young workers between the ages of 18 to 34 are significantly more willing to relocate or commute a further distance from work than their older coworkers. With 30% of young workers saying they're willing to move further away, that's up significantly from 18% back in 2021.
If they have really good high-speed internet, they're getting a flood of people coming in.
It's a trend that's been playing out in the Lansing, Michigan area, with rent and home prices and mortgages at historic levels nationwide. The mayor of Lansing says some rural spots have noticed a surge in new residents and demand for new housing and restaurants.
They're coming from all over the place. They're coming from the suburbs back into the city. They're coming from outside because of affordability.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
It's 8:26 and 76 degrees. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Your time is 8:30 in the morning. I'm John Paul Barajas.
I'm Sarah Costa. It's Sunday, September 10th. Thank you so much for starting your Sunday with us. Go Cowboys. I know they're playing later today.
Got a big matchup against the Giants, so a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Mike, I know your team won on Thursday.
Yep. Still savoring that victory. Lions over the Chiefs. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be, I can't believe that football season is already here. You know, high school started a couple of weeks ago and college is in full swing. Obviously, Longhorn fans are just savoring that big victory last night over Alabama. 75 degrees right now. Really nice start this morning. You see all that sunshine out there. And the humidity dew point is at 68. It was down in the low 60s earlier this morning. And that was thanks to those storms that went through. Dropped just under 0.4 of an inch of rain out there at the airport. Some folks picked up even more than that. And boy, it was quite a light show and pretty noisy late last night. And a lot of people were going, what's that noise? I haven't heard that in a while. 100 today. Yes, this will be day number 74. Will it be the last of the triple digits that we see around here? Talk about that in a moment. The aquifer went up 0.7 of a foot, and the allergens, this is still from yesterday's reading. Mold is on the low side. All right, this is what it looks like as far as temperatures right now. Everybody, with one exception, Comfort at 69, but up into the 70s. Normal low this time of year is 71 degrees, so we're still hovering a little bit above that. And now, look at that, 56 for Dew Point and Kerrville. Great. Same thing, Lost Maples, 59 in Hondo, but then the humidity has come up, and that's really, really humid air when you get those dew points right around 74 up there, Canyon Lake as well as New Braunfels. So we'll see that bit of a peak, kind of a rise in the humidity this morning in toward noonish, and then it's going to start to drop down in the afternoon later on today. Mostly clear, pleasant this morning, hot, and a scattered storm or two in parts of the hill country. Kind of like last night, it's going to be very confined, and this will just be out in the hill country later on today. Then, early portion of the week will be down a few degrees. It's going to be a real close call as far as hitting 100 tomorrow. Couple of storms here or there. Just one or two of them. Not a great chance of rain, but the rain chances are going to go up. Temperatures will be going down as we go into the latter portion of the week. All those details coming up in just a couple of moments. Sarah, JP.
Thanks, Mike. San Antonio Crime Stoppers asking for your help finding this man on your screen. So police say that they stole from a pawn shop. Just take a look. Police say this man stole thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from the Cash America pawn shop on South Cross Boulevard. This happening back on August 1st. So if you know anything about this crime, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers immediately. That number on the bottom of your screen, 210-224-7867. You can receive up to $5,000 for information that leads them to the suspect.
And one man is in the hospital and another is in police custody after an overnight shooting. This happened just before 10 on Friday in the 3400 block of East South Cross Boulevard. Officers say they found a 28-year-old man with a gunshot wound outside an apartment complex. And as EMS arrived, a 30-year-old man at Rocky's restaurant was found with a stolen gun. The man with the gun was taken into custody. Meanwhile, the victim was taken to a nearby hospital for surgery.
A 40-year-old man is in jail this morning after San Antonio police say they suspect that man was drinking when he rear-ended an officer yesterday morning. So the crash happened on I-10 West access near De Zavala. Police say the officer was stopped at a red light when the man rear-ended them. The driver told the officer he had a few drinks before the crash. Pills were also found inside his car. It's unknown if the officer needed any medical attention after the crash. In the urgent rescue mission of an American explorer in Turkey, doctors and emergency workers now working to slowly raise the critically ill man from an underground cave 3,000 feet down.
ABC's Marcus Moore gives us a look into those rescues.
This morning, we are getting a glimpse of that first time American caver Mark Dickey descended into this cave in Turkey.
I was very close to the edge.
Dickey was part of an expedition mapping the vast Morja cave when he became suddenly ill, suffering gastrointestinal bleeding. The rescue operation underway as Dickey has begun his ascent from 3,000 feet below the surface inside that Turkish cave. Turkish rescuers now using explosives to blast open passages of the cave to safely rescue Dickey. Officials saying he's being pulled up on a stretcher with a doctor and 3 to 4 others to assist every step of the way.
By now, they've encountered vertical pitches.
This is the day.
Dickey appearing to be in good spirits, sharing a laugh as he waits to be rescued. Officials say they have split the cave extraction into 7 sections based on depth, with one rescue team responsible for each layer. On Saturday, the initial operation began to move Dickey about 1,000 feet.
If you take their goal for today and take how far he is, it would be 5 days. I suspect it's going to take longer.
Dozens of specialist rescuers from across Europe racing to help, providing Dickey with life-saving care.
But I'm not healed on the inside yet, so I'm going to need a lot of help to get out of here.
That was ABC's Marcus Moore reporting. Now, 7 people, including a number of Americans, are recovering after gunfire erupted in a Mexican city bordering the United States. The shooting happened in Miguel Alemán. Border Patrol agents say the victims crossed into Roma, Texas, and received medical attention. They add the group included Americans and a Mexican citizen. Investigators say a gunman approached several vehicles carrying 20 people and opened fire. The Mexican government is investigating. It's unclear if anyone is in custody.
Well, new campus index reports are showing which U.S. colleges are best for members of the LGBTQ plus community. So University of Texas at Dallas, Texas Tech, and San Antonio College made the top of the list. That means these schools offer activities and events to increase awareness of different LGBTQ plus groups and let those students match with roommates that consider themselves allies.
And Texas A&M San Antonio is unveiling its new program, Jaguar Promise, to improve access in fall of 2024. This new program includes free tuition, paid fees, and a $300 per semester textbook stipend. It'll be offered to first-year students who graduate in the top 10% of their high school class and have a family-adjusted gross income of $70,000 or less.
Well, Bernie District Council 4 City Council member Bryce Body is resigning from a position after moving outside of the city limits. So one of his most notable contributions to the city was his time on the community-led Kendall County Bernie Fair Oaks Transportation Committee. His last day will be Tuesday. Residents wishing to fill the vacancy must live in District 4, and the filling process will start this Wednesday. Coco Gauff has won her first Grand Slam title at the age of 19. Definitely an exciting match. So she defeated her opponent in the U.S. Open final. She's the first American teenager to win the country's major tennis tournament since Serena Williams in 1999.
Told myself to just leave it all out on the court. I mean, I knew that it was going to be a tough match going in, and I was like, it's now or never. It's your time, and that's what I told myself.
Did not know if she was going to pull it off. She was down the first set, came back to win in 3 sets. This win has been expected of her ever since she burst on the scene when she was just 15 years old and became the youngest qualifier in Wimbledon history.
Also very humble and mature in her interviews. All right, the NFL regular season kicked off Thursday, and Joe Burrow has already made league history. The Cincinnati Bengals quarterback just signed an almost $300 million contract extension. Yeah, $300 million
wow.
through the 2029 season. I know Mike's up in arms right now. That makes him the highest paid player in the NFL's history. The Bengals will be taking on the Cleveland Browns today. All right, and the Battle of I-35 drew in the second largest crowd in UTSA history, with fans eager to make sense of what both teams did in Week 1, with the Roadrunners dropping a heartbreaker in Houston and Texas State upsetting Baylor. Now, second quarter, we're trying to get you those highlights, but we don't think they'll be coming in just yet, but I'll tell you about it. In the second quarter, Rocco Griffin catapulted into the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown. The Roadrunners were up by 10. The Bobcats answer the call. Before halftime, Jamil Jeter stretches out for 6, and they're tied at 10. Coming out of halftime, QB Frank Harris tosses a dime to Willie McCoy in the back of the end zone, and that proved to be the game winner. UTSA's defense defeats the Bobcats 20-13. The Texas Longhorns.
The Texas Longhorns,
Okay.
I'll get this one.
Take it away.
They took the field to a round of boos from Alabama, as fans expected. But what wasn't expected were plays like this from Texas offense, throwing a bomb to Xavier Worthy for a 44-yard touchdown to take the lead in the second quarter. In the third quarter, the Tide said, we can do that too. Jalen Monroe finds Jermaine Burton in the same end zone for a 49-yard touchdown. But eventually, this was crazy, the Longhorns would go on to win it 34-24.
Big time win for the Longhorns. Now, Victor Wembanyama is still more than 6 weeks away from appearing in his first regular season NBA game. But he's already a fan favorite, not just here in San Antonio, but in the virtual world. Video game NBA 2K 2024 recently revealed ratings for every single player ahead of the season. And at 84 overall, the 7'3" Wembanyama stands above the rest of his teammates.
Of course. Hey, back to Joe Burrow. Did you see where Cincinnati has, because there's rumors that he is engaged to his longtime girlfriend?
Uh-oh, it's going to break a lot of hearts.
Well, so a Cincinnati bar has a new drink called the Sad Girl
Shot. The Sad Girl Shot. It's 9 cents, right? It's 9 cents. They limit it to one per sad girl.
Yeah,
so
just one shot.
Drink responsibly.
Sad Girl Shot.
But are you taking up that shot, or?
I'm married, but my husband's also a Burrow fan, so.
Okay, good to know. There you go, guys. All right, your time is 8:40 in the morning. It's 77 degrees outside. We'll be right back.
Well, as your finances, are they in order, or if they are a natural disaster? We're going to let you know what to do when a natural disaster strikes. That's after the break.
GOP frontrunner back on the ground in Iowa after a summer of criminal charges. Will any of the Republican candidates emerge as close contenders? Plus, Biden overseas as an indictment threat looms for his son. This morning on ABC's This Week.
Mother Nature has wreaked havoc throughout the summer with devastating financial impact as well with those recent hurricanes and tropical storms. It may be a good time to ask, are your finances prepared to weather a natural disaster?
That's right. And Karen Kafa asked the expert how to stay prepared for the unexpected year-round.
Mother Nature has been punishing this summer, and hurricane season could bring more chaos before it wraps up. The National Hurricane Center says it's important to think a few steps ahead.
Often people, when they evacuate out of a hurricane zone, they underestimate how long it might take to safely get back into the community that they've evacuated from.
And in the stressful run-up to a natural disaster like a hurricane or wildfire, basic needs like food, shelter, and water take priority, which is why experts recommend having a disaster readiness financial plan at the ready year-round. To do that, FEMA recommends the following steps. First, gather your important financial documents and contacts. For documents that are paper only, take a photo and keep some cash in a safe place in case ATMs or banks are inaccessible. Review your insurance policies to be sure that they are current and know the range of disasters for which they'll support you. FEMA also suggests safeguarding paper and electronic copies of all files in safe locations and updating items anytime there's a big life change like a move, a job switch, or the birth of a child. If households update a plan periodically, it's one less thing to think about when emergency is imminent, information flow is rapid, and decisions need to be made quickly.
Just focus on the information that is pertinent to you, your area, and that is actionable.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Okay, Mike, 77 degrees. I know this morning early it didn't feel as humid. Maybe, I don't know, because we had those showers overnight, but it's going to creep back up.
It is starting to creep back up even as we speak. Yeah, the shower storms did bring in some drier air, but then we get a little bit of a return of the humidity, and some of the moisture in the ground is adding to that as well. It'll drop down somewhat later on this afternoon. We are going to be on the hot side, though, still hitting 100 today. This will be day number 74. We hit 102 yesterday, and that was a record, and not like Friday, though. That was just brutally hot. We had so many great pictures of all the light show and the thunder last night, and a lot of people, I was like, yes, look, it's rain, it's thunder out there. It was such a nice sight to see, and there are chances for more of it, not only today, limited, and then as we go into next week. Or this week, I should say. Lots of clear skies out there starting off this morning. Yesterday, as I mentioned, 102, 105 in Cotulla, 103 up the road in New Braunfels as well as Gonzales, and today we'll be down couple of notches from that. So hovering right around 100 all around the metropolitan area, and somewhat of a heat index. Not bad, like I said, because the humidity will be dropping back down later on today. So we'll have a heat index of 102 here in town. All right, here is the long-range computer model. Again, this kind of broad brushes things, but later on today, here's the chance for a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms out in portions of the hill country. And again, this has a big wide brush and paints it in there. So I think they're going to just be confined out there in parts of the hill country. Tomorrow, pretty much rain free. Then we get into tomorrow night. And we've got this northwesterly flow in the atmosphere. We're going to be seeing a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms. Some of those may linger into the early morning hours of Tuesday. Then Wednesday, a stray shower here or there is possible. Same thing during the day on Thursday. Then Thursday night, as the front lies closer to our area, kind of slips on in here, that'll be a better chance for some rain, and especially going into Friday as well as on Saturday. Then we're going to be clearing out as we head on into Sunday. Again, the high, which that's the thing that's been plaguing us all summer long, with the, sitting on top of us, pushing down in the atmosphere, preventing any rain from forming up. Now it's just far enough off to the west. We get this flow around that clockwise rotation. That's that north to northwesterly flow. So that's why we get these little disturbances sliding in here. Gives us those rain chances, albeit not great. So that'll be the case today, maybe tomorrow, like I said. Tuesday, Wednesday, one or two of them. Then really start to see the trough taking shape up there in the Great Lakes, and that's going to have sort of an indirect impact on us as far as getting a front moving on through here. But notice how these upper level wind lines are fairly straight west to east. We call that a zonal pattern, and with that you don't get things just barreling on through here. That's why this front is just going to sort of be just sort of lagging and just lollygagging around here. Then it's going to get a better push as we go into Thursday and Friday, so that'll push it down into the area, and that's what's going to enhance our rain chances, then also knock temperatures down even further. So we'll be, flirting with 100 tomorrow. It's going to be a real close call. I'm going for 98 tomorrow, and then mid-90s through the middle part of the week. Again, a stray shower here or there, thunderstorm or two. Once we get into the latter part of the week and that front gets a little bit closer, that's when we will have temperatures dropping down, and then also somewhat better chances for some rain.
We'll get through the weekend, maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Brighter things. Well, darker days with the clouds, but brighter future in terms of temperature.
But look at it. When you got 96 on Tuesday, Friday was 105. That's 10 degrees. And plus, when you're getting that 10 degrees well up there into the hundreds, so that's going to feel a whole lot better.
It's sad that we're excited about 96 in almost mid-September.
Air conditioners won't be. By the way, the last 100 ever recorded here in town was the 28th of September. But that was back in 2005.
Don't you say those words here, Mike.
We're done. We're done. We're done, hopefully.
Just say.
Thanks, Mike. It's 8:50 and 77 degrees. Tomorrow on GMSA, we will be live at the 9/11 Memorial Climb at the Tower of America's, honoring the 343 fallen firefighters during the 9/11 attacks. San Antonio 110 has consistently been one of the largest 9/11 memorial climbs in the world. If you'd like to be part of this event, you can register right now. Just head to sanantonio110.com. And check-in time will be from 6 to 7 a.m. at the Tower of America's courtyard. Again, we'll be live on air and online at KSAT.com. Okay, the driver's license offices around Texas are planning to reopen tomorrow after being closed for more than a week. So the Texas Department of Public Safety began changing their computer system back on September 1st, but they underestimated how long it would take to upgrade. So anyone who had an appointment between September 5th through the 8th and hasn't rescheduled yet, you're asked to email Texas DPS customer service with your name and preferred driver license office for help.
Also happening tomorrow, Police Chief William McManus and District Attorney Joe Gonzalez will be at a District 4 Public Safety Town Hall. The town hall is scheduled to start at 6 at St. Rose of Lima Catholic Church. It's on Marbach Road. We plan to live stream it on all of our KSAT platforms. That'll be interesting with all the shootings between officers and suspects wanted on felony warrants. So
beautiful start on this Sunday morning. Lots of clear skies out there. We're already up to 79 degrees. Going to make it up into the mid-90s at noon. 100 again today. A couple of showers, thunderstorms off to the northwest, and we'll stay in the 90s this week. 1 or 2 showers, but better chance late in the week.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, John Paul, for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Hey, y'all have a good Sunday. Go Cowboys.